Oh, hey there. Wow. Has it been 3 years since the last time we talked? I think so. That's actually way too long to go without an update, but I think it's about time. Last time we talked, I was in China, and I was telling you about my plans to move back to the US. And I did that whole Wikipedia update, which took forever. So this time, simple video. Let's see. I guess we should start by talking about jobs. Let's do that. Jobs. Jobs. Well, I had two more positions with Apple after last time we talked. One was as a security program manager, where I was sitting with project teams in California, mainly engineers, and making sure that when they sent emails with proprietary information in them, it didn't accidentally go to their mom or their dentist, which happened all the time. Engineers, gotta love them. Then I had a second job that was a security assessor, and I would go around to facilities in Asia and Europe and the US, flying a ton. It was like 2 weeks of travel out of every week, and I did that, out of every month. And I did that job for about a year. So lots of flying, which I used to like a lot, and I still do, but kind of got burnt down on it. Anyway, those are two jobs I had at Apple. About a year ago, a little less than a year ago, I decided to move on to greener pastures, and that's enough about that. That is indeed enough about that. Jobs are boring. So what did I end up doing? I moved here to Lisbon, Portugal. I came here last fall for about 3 months just to get the lay of the land, and I liked it enough to come back full-time about 3 months ago, and now I live here. So why Lisbon, you might ask? This is my answer. Pretty much like this all the time except for the clouds. It actually gets warmer than this and sunnier, if you can believe it. So this is May. It's actually a little cool for May from what I've heard from all the locals, but by this time of year usually it's like already t-shirt and shorts weather, which it's not far off from right now. The city's super walkable. The people are really nice. There's a big expat community, so if you want to actually go around and like meet people who are doing other interesting things that are non-traditional, it's like one of the best places to be. A little windy on this dock though. So what am I doing here is probably your next question. It's a good one. I've got 3 main projects I'm working on right now. What are they? Well, I'm glad you asked. So one of the newer projects I've been working on is my podcast, which has gone on for about 3 months now. I think we're up to episode 14, and it comes out weekly. If you're not already subscribed, you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud, and all the other places people listen to podcasts. But it's a collaboration between me and my good friend Matt Gleason from my DLI days back in the military. And we just talk about stories and kind of like what the implications are for what stories mean in our lives, but through the lens of all the random nerdy fiction that we've consumed over the years. Not just nerdy fiction, we talk about mainstream movies and stuff too. In fact, we just had an episode about why Shape of Water was not an Oscar winner, or shouldn't have been an Oscar winner at least. But there's something for everyone there, and if you haven't already checked it out, you can find us at, it's the Fympcast, F-Y-M-P cast, C-A-S-T. So like I said, you can find us on all those apps, and also at our old blog website that I know I shared with you all years ago, Fymplanet, Fymplanet.com. We post all of our stuff there, so that's a new thing we've been working on, and definitely want feedback to see if it's worthwhile to anyone but us. If it is not, we're going to keep doing it though, because it's still fun, but hopefully people are enjoying it too. So let me know what you think. Okay, so anyone who's known me even for a little while knows how fascinated I've been my whole life with stories. So movies, books, TV, comics, really anything I can get my hands on. And for a long time I didn't really realize what a strong effect it was having on me. And I thought that it was just something I was using for escapism, which I was. But I also started realizing that I was taking away lessons from it through exploration of the ideas and the themes that underlie all the stories I've been interested in. I mean, there's so much complexity to stories that it's almost bottomless how interesting they are. So I've been looking at stories from a more critical standpoint for the last few years and months, and it's been really interesting, the stuff I've been finding out. And I've also realized that like some of the things I've taken away from it can maybe be used to help other people in some way, because like I said, I've gotten a lot out of it in my personal life. So to that end, I'm actually building a course, and it's partially to help educate myself, but it's also to help other people if it's useful for them. And the goals of the course are basically, one, to give people an understanding of what stories are, why they're important, how they can be used, because I don't think they're just entertainment. I don't think that they're just something to pass the time or something that distracts us. I think that they're very deeply meaningful if we look at them the right way. And so I want to show people, one, why that's the case through an exploration of what stories are, and then two, I want to talk about how you can actually start to properly look at stories when you're in your daily life. So if you're watching movies or you're reading books, instead of just using them as something to pass the time, they can now be something that actually gives you information about what it is that you want to be doing, what you find purposeful and meaningful in your life. And so that's one of the goals. And then the second goal is to actually take that purpose and meaning that you've identified and start to build some structure around it so that you can start moving in some ways towards it, which I think is also the most critical part for a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people know that they're motivated by things, but they're not really sure what to do with that motivation, or how to go about inserting it into their life in a meaningful, practical way. And so I think I have a way of doing that. It's how I've been doing it myself for a long time. And so my goal with this course is basically to pass that knowledge on to other people and maybe find out from them if there's things that they know as well. So this is probably my major project right now, my main project right now. And I'm doing several beta groups right now with a few people who I know who want to try it out with really good results. And they're telling me things that I need to maybe be looking at that I wasn't looking at before, and how I can possibly change it to be more helpful and educational to people in the future. So the finished product of it will be out sometime soon, hopefully. But it's something I'm really passionate about right now, and I also think has real utility. And it's interesting because I just get to look at stories all the time with a more critical eye. So that's my main project. So if you're interested in hearing more about the ideas that I'm talking about as far as stories, because that sounds pretty vague, I know, you can look at my blog, which I just started doing recently. Not my old blog, not my old blog, but a new one. It's basically just on medium.com, and I have about 4 posts so far, and they all are kind of exploring this story idea. So if you're interested, you can head over there and read them, and maybe let me know what you think, because like I said, I'm interested in hearing what people have to say about it. I don't know who this guy is. Oh, okay. Well, I know it's a lot to take in, but those are the projects I'm working on right now. I'm going to put links to all the different things I mentioned there in the email that goes along with this, so check out anything that's of interest to you. I'd love to hear your feedback about it. There's also one other small thing that I want to mention. That's my girlfriend, Sarah. Okay, this is what she looks like up close. She's a real person. She lives here in Portugal with me, and that's some coleslaw that she made for this vacation that we're on.
Yeah, it's delicious.
So say hi, everyone. Get used to it. Well, that's my life right now. Those are all the projects I'm working on. Please email me back. I've missed you guys immensely and would love to hear from you. So send me an email or something. Also, if any of you want to come visit me in beautiful Lisbon, I'll be here all year. I really love and miss you guys, so take care.